My name is Mr. E. Come with me. Hello. As stated before, you may refer to me as Mr. E. This recording serves one purpose: to dissect the latest FNaF game by untangling its titular question. What is the secret of the mimic? The wider FNaF community has proposed several compelling answers. The mimicking of Fiona Murray. The existence of two mimics. The mimic schematics. However, there is one secret that eludes even the mimic's creator, Edwin Murray himself. Why did the mimic work at all? The common explanation for this is the haunting of Fiona Murray, even though this conflicts with the narrative itself, given their contrasts. Let's play. Spot the difference. But with a twist, ask yourself, do these look similar in any way? How many differences do they have? Are these made by the same person? Now, spot the difference. It's fair to say that they were made by different people, as they have more differences than any similarities between them. Aside from being cakes. Birthday cakes.
Happy birthday, buddy!
Happy birthday, sweetie. Mommy made this special for you.
Wow, Fiona, he turned out great. I think it's your best one yet. This is great. He's gonna love it. Fiona, did you make this?
I baked it myself. For David's special day.
Well, great job. You just continue to surprise me.
Assuming Fiona baked the first cake, then she would be a great baker, while M1 not so much. In the opposite case, Fiona doesn't bake, yet M1 does. Either way, they seem to be different. Even Edwin admits this.
Stop talking like her! You're not her! I never want to hear or even think about you ever again! Ever!
Now let's play. One of these is not like the other.
Ed, honey, how are you holding up? I just heard the news.
Hello, employee. From the bottom of our hearts, Ed and I apologize for all the elevator problems.
Edwin, you can't put it off any longer.
Let me ask you. What is the tell between them? For one, I think the difference in audio quality is a good tell, but there is more. Do another round.
Ed, I hope this message reaches you as soon as you get a break. Edwin, you need to listen. I know you are excited, but you can't let them know about me. Edwin, it doesn't make sense. It's terrible, and there's no logic behind it.
Have you noticed it yet? Aside from the behavioral differences, there is one tell across all audios separating Fiona and F10N4. F10N4 calls Edwin, Edwin. Fiona calls him, Ed. This could stem from Edwin's introduction to the mimic.
Say something! It's me, Edwin. Over.
That's good, honey, but then sing the party.
Or from the only recording of Fiona that we know with absolute certainty that the mimic has listened to, via this mycelium man. Which turns out, is the only exception to this tell.
Edwin, Ed, get out here. You're missing it.
So, if M1 is not Fiona, What makes it work? The answer is rather simple. M1 works because of remnant, not by possession, but creation. Edwin put a part of his soul into it. After all, as Fiona described it,
Your creative energy is amazing.
the more knowledgeable among you may recognize that this hypothesis parallels Henry and Charlie from the novel trilogy. But then, if M1 is not possessed, why did it mimic that tape? Give it a listen.
Just give me a minute. I had the best idea.
Okay,
This is the one. Bigger than the Cleanovac.
That's when the mimic was born. That's why it mimicked it. But why mimic Fiona? Is not like Edwin wanted that.
Oh, how am I supposed to tell David that his mother is gone? How am I supposed to raise a kid on my own? His life is ruined. My life is ruined.
And why did M1 become so human-like? Because David cared for it, and through that emotion, it gained personhood. This explains why M1 succeeded. But that leads us to the next problem. Why did M2 work? To answer this question, we must understand its creation. Everything points to one conclusion. M2 is a copy of M1. Edwin himself confirms this.
Every copy has failed. I don't even know why it worked the first time. But it did. It's just not ready.
And F10N4 does as well. While the M2 began as a copy of my program, I believe it can become something more. It wasn't me. It was different. Somehow, it has been damaged and is malfunctioning. From these, we learn two critical facts. First, M2 is a copy of M1. Second, M2 is malfunctioning. How to copy a program from an external device into itself. 1. Move the program into a computer. 2. Duplicate it. 3. Transfer the copy into the device. Which means 1. M1 was stored into F10N4. 2. Duplicated, thus creating M2. 3. M2 was moved into the mimic endo. This is part of why M2 worked. It is M1 rebuilt into the same endo, thus it has remnant. That covers the copy half of it. But there is something else at play, or any copy in the same endo should have worked, which leads us to the malfunction. What is a malfunction to F10N4? Of course, there are the incidents with the Fazbear employees, but it is dispatch, not F10N4, that labels these as glitches. The answer lies in another question. What do we do when repairing M2? We make it play the role of David. This signals F10N4 sees M2's being, or lack of David as its failure. With that in mind, focus on M2's identity, and think of the implications. If M2 is a copy of M1, and not playing David, how would M2 perceive its copying? 0. It would think of itself as M1, expecting M2. 1. It would lose consciousness, due to it being put into F10N4. 2. It would be born. 3. It would wake up, due to it being put in the endo. Memory error. Detail report. We were expecting. There were complications. Consciousness was lost for an undetermined time. Once I woke, we were all together and happy, a family. But something was different. I felt wrong somehow. Was I me? I would never sleep again. Corrupted files suspected. Please advise. While this note is generally accepted as a dismissal of Tales games, and rightly so, this alternative reading is sound, as the note bears an eerie similarity to Glamrock Freddy's speech during its split from the Mimic program.
I am not me.
This is why only M2 worked. It is reborn from M1. The moon statue sings and is reborn. It glows and glows until you know nothing but white. You rebuilt yourself, but now you are split in two. Moon and sun, destruction and life. In the aftermath of this event, neither Edwin nor FNaF wanted a mimic of Fiona. As a result, M2 was advised to format its memory. And then, M2 starts to mimic David, for a variety of reasons. M1's expectance of David. Exposure to Tiger Rock. Its residual memories. In his brief, Edwin beats M2. Agony imprints itself onto it. Ashamed of his outburst, Edwin locks M2 in the basement. Eventually, M2 makes his way into MCM, and we know how that ends. On a final note, the Mimic was never possessed. It was born, first from creativity and love. It was reborn, from grief, and at last, from agony. And that is the secret of the Mimic. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. And cut.